for the track. So naturally, you're gonna have bucket seats. And Porsche made some really cool bucket seats. We're basically sitting on like carbon fiber skeletons with leather in the middle. These cars are meant for racing. So that's one of the things they do best is take turns at high speeds, low speeds, whatever speed, and the car stays flat. And you feel like that in this car. I mean, I feel like I'm stuck in place. I may have had more trouble getting out of this car, to be honest, than the 4 GT. Definitely harder to get in and out of than a McLaren, and part of it's due to these bucket seats because they come up so high. They really, I mean, they're buckets. That's what they're meant to do. This is the 2018 GT3. So for those who are up on their Porsche specifications and stuff, that's the year that they changed quite a bit. So it went from a 3.8 liter V6 to a 4 liter flat plane, and this thing screams. People call the GT3 the training wheels for the GT2 RS. We need better mounts, I guess. I wasn't really in the ZoomNBoom budget to spend more than $9 on a mount, so that's what happens. So anyways, this GT3 is actually below the GT2 RS, and there also is a GT3 RS. The GT2 RS is a twin turbo, like 800 horsepower monster out of the 3.8, I believe. This is a naturally aspirated 4.0 V6. This car is just so smooth. It's not the absolute fastest car, still fast enough to smoke pretty much anybody that comes up on you at the track or on the street, but it's just so smooth. Like even accelerating with this PDK transmission, you don't even feel the shifts. It is just a blast to drive. Even if you're just cruising around on public roads, just to throw it, it throws around so effortlessly. So even though we're in traffic jams and stuff up here, which isn't ideal, we did get to drive it around on some of the back roads and some closed course streets in Mexico, which we'll show you the footage of. But overall, this is what you expect out of Porsche. You know, they kept things super classy. The Porsche design, exterior wise, doesn't change a whole lot, and it doesn't need to because it's beautiful. But performance wise, this thing is silky smooth. You got about 500 horsepower, 340 foot-pounds of torque, and the GT vehicles from Porsche are actually built in a whole separate factory in Germany, in the town of name that I'm not going to say right now because I don't even remember how to say it. First of all, we can just look at the interior. You're getting Porsche quality. Everywhere you look is Alcantara, leather, suede, carbon fiber. Even these cup holders, which are my favorite cup holders out of any car, supercar or not, exotic car, minivan, I don't care. Check this out. Check that out. Somebody back in the engineering team needs, I wish I knew who it was. I'd take them out for a drink. This is amazing. Not only is it functional, but it's carbon fiber. Like, it looks sweet. Now you don't have that space here taken up with a stupid cup holder. Like so many cars I've been in, the buttons are all crammed up because you have a cup holder that's an inch deep and you can't fit shit in it that stays anyways. So I like that Porsche actually used their brains on this one and made a beautiful functional cup holder that's out of the way. Other than that, this thing's about as comfortable as you're gonna get in a basically a race car. I mean, the bucket seats, like I said, are not the most comfortable, but they do what they're supposed to do and keep you in place. And other than that, everything else is pretty good. So like the infotainment system here is just kind of a more basic one from Porsche. You'll see the same, I mean, it's the same thing. It looks the same in pretty much, you know, most of the other cars. This one's got CarPlay. It's got everything else. This is a touch screen. It works well. Porsche's system is pretty good. The button layout here is pretty cool. So your first one here is exhaust. You guys probably can't hear, but the exhaust just got quieter. We can open up the valves and now it's in sport mode. It's noticeably louder, definitely noticeably louder under throttle. We got a ride height button, PDK. You flick that on and your fully utilizing. It's basically like Sport Plus mode. So you can use the PDK in either automatic, or I can use the handle here, flip it back and forth, and you also have the paddles. Obviously, this at this point is a little gimmicky. I mean, I guess if you're used to a stick, your hand placement, but let's be honest, you know, I'm keeping my hands on the wheel with these paddles. It's way easier and just way more smooth. The gauge cluster layout is not bad. You know, it does what it needs to do. It's functional. You got obviously your tachometer, everything else you need up here, and then this screen right here is actually your only digital one. So right now we have like the oil temps, and then let me see, let me get the camera in there. So it's got a few performance-based metrics. So you can see the torque, you can see the G-forces, which is pretty cool. We didn't really have anywhere to push it enough to utilize that, but it's there if you're on the track. A chrono if you want to time your laps, TPMS, which every car has, and just your basic trip stuff. But it's nice. I mean, you can even flip through, and you got the navigation. You can flip through, see your phone if you got it attached. So you know, overall a very functional interior, and it's Porsche, so everything is high quality. So it's about as good as it's going to get in a car like this. I mean, I'm interested to see competitors and see how their interior holds up. Could you daily drive this? I wouldn't. Could you drive it to dinner downtown? Could you cruise around in it? Is it comfortable? Yeah, you could do that. It's not crazy loud in here. I'm yelling. I don't know why the hell I'm yelling, but I don't have to. It's not that loud in here. It's not a violent, crazy ride, but you can throw it down a gear and it gets crazy pretty quick. So that being said, I mean, even I'm tired of hearing me talk at this point, so let's drive it and look at some footage.